Soup, soup, skippity bop bow. Hey, everybody, and happy holidays. Welcome to episode 151 of Brise's Tale. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir, and I will be your host and game master for this episode of Karandrin Role Playing. And, I wouldn't be complete, wouldn't be anything without my good buddy Max here to play the beautiful and talented Paladin Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful 17th of December. Sorry, we missed the opportunity to bring jingle bells into our scatting.
This is true. I thought about doing that at the last minute, and I'm like, there's no way I can do that. But
it's okay. Next year. We'll get it next year.
I forgot I had these that I've worn in the past. Let me turn this on. Hang on. There you go. I'm going to put that on my head. Oh, it won't quite show. Hang on. I'll get it on there.
Oh, man.
There you go. You can't quite see the twinkle. It's not enough. I should turn off the lights. Oh, my Lord. How about that?
No, that's actually better.
Why
traditional dwarven Christmas garb.
That's right. I should do it like the Geordie visor, like that. That's not bad, honestly, and it's very secure there until it starts making my headache hurt.
Why is it more secure there than on top of your head? That's what I want to know.
This is a good point. Probably because I have an enormous forehead. It gets bigger as my hair retreats in fear. So... but welcome everybody. Episode 151 will be our last one for the year. And we'll be back in mid-January. We'll make an announcement about that once we get back from the holidays, and we'll firm all that up with you guys. So tell us, Max, what we were doing last session, and catch us up on what's going on.
Yeah, so been a couple of sessions as Brise is recovering from a very close encounter in she had in the catacombs beneath Pesidarius. So back at city of Balabri, the town of Balabri, in Miagral Keep, we've been kind of taking care of catching up on some things, meeting with Aldrif, my beau, who I've been courting for some time now. We have plans now to meet his parents in mid-August, and it's early July in game, right? So we've done that. We're getting information on a couple of big baddies. Holver is a very powerful necromancer who's occupied a valley just one over from Miagral's Keep. We're not sure what his plans are yet, but we've gathered a lot of important information on him that knows that he's very dangerous and very powerful. And then also we've been just doing some of our own research. We're meeting a dwarf named Janvor, a very kind, knowledgeable dwarf who's willing to teach me about detecting traps and how they work, mechanical traps like pressure plates, triggered crossbows, things like that. So he's willing to, we just ended the last session kind of starting that conversation and him showing me and demonstrating all that information. So yeah, a couple little things going on.
And so here we are in the room, and he goes through and we're just going to sort of roll through this evening. Because a lot of it is, it's kind of interesting, like for super technical stuff that neither the player nor the game master really understands, like the functioning of traps.
It is interesting to think about. Is there any, because these traps are based on, there must be some real world, equivalents for sacred tombs and things like that. I wonder if there is any documented evidence of things like that. Right.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know, right? If there are traps in the pharaoh's tombs, or if they're I've read some stuff or saw documentaries on some things where, like, instead of traps they would do a tomb and then they would leave it empty because down below the floor is where they would bury the actual sarcophagus and everything.
Oh,
But we know that we know in that instance they figured that the pillagers figured it out and dug up the floor and found everything.
right.
And um, so yeah, I was looking at my databases, seeing what I need.
Obi-Wan's asking, what is on your head? It's to help actually with his concentration.
It is, which is not the best today. And so we're going to be a little fuzzy headed today. This is Christmas ornament, Obi-Wan. This is, come on, right? It's just a little thing. It's flashing and everything. I'm tempted to turn off the lights and let you see it in its full glory. And in fact, I will. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, God. Hang on. Okay. Some light coming from the thing. There you go.
Oh man,
it's just as disappointing.
I gotta say, I don't think the frame rate's quite picking up the full glory of.
Is it not? I can see.
I see 1.5 lights blinking.
That's about what I see too. But yeah, down here, let me see. Let's see how it is.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I think if you bring it closer, we can see a little more action.
Green and yellow are going. I mean, they're all going on. Like I can see on my side, I can see that they're all going. But you're right. It's only these two that seem to be active. That's really funny.
That's weird.
You know, why not just do the whole stream about this light? I mean, isn't that what people really want? Wait, if I rotate it, does it change? It doesn't. Interesting.
Here, you know what? I'll oops, didn't mean to do that. I can see all my tabs. I'll roll 103 for the light.
So that means it's
oh wait, 100. No, that's a 3. It's a 10. I don't know my dice, so it's the Google Dice Roller, and it's a 10 instead of a 0. So I got really confused.
That's really funny.
Well, I rolled a 3 for the light, so whatever.
All right,
you want to do with that information.
So that sounds like they should go away. Fine. A bunch of Grinches. Oh, look at that. They toggle through, I think.
How am I gonna let's fix my windows here? There we go.
What the heck? I can't get it to go off now.
No.
I can't get it to go off.
Christmas cannot be canceled.
What the heck? This is the war on the holidays that no one really believes in. It will not go off. That is
really?
You assure me it. Oh wait, there we go. Weird. Okay. Well, fine. The lights are retired. We were going to have a great time with them and be festive, but whatever. Bunch of Grinches out there.
We can only be festive for so long. Reality comes roaring back.
So sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. So let's just roll through the evening.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a very patient teacher. He shows you basically mock-ups of things that he can do. He's not building anything very sophisticated. He's basically brought things to be symbols of things to show you if this were a pressure, this were a piece of tile that would go down. Then there are a couple of ways this could set off a trap that runs underneath the floor.
Right.
It might set off something in the walls and so on. He tells you that the only people that can rival his own people, the dwarves at trap building, are the goblins. That they are very cunning. They tend to be very vicious. They prefer the use of poisons. So the evening goes well. You really do learn a lot.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, we'll note that's with the teacher. And it gets late, and unless there's something else that you want to accomplish in in this time with him, then it's time for you to probably hit the hay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we had a whole conversation with him before we started our discussion. So I will thank him, and we'll give him some 5 gold pieces for the lesson.
He thanks you, claps you on the back in his warm dwarven way.
And then, we'll start walking back towards the keep out of town.
Roll to navigate.
I'm not sure. Was it just kind of like a one-off thing, or did he said he's going to be in town for a few days?
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think we clarified that.
So I asked him if, is there more to teach, or more I could practice if I come back the next evening? Or if you're not
probably
busy.
Another night's worth would not hurt you.
Okay.
Man, I think this pen is dead. Man, it's a shame. I love this pen. Boy, that is awful. Same time tomorrow evening. Does that sound good? And he'll think of other things to cover.
Okay. So on the way back, roll 28 to navigate.
It takes you a while to get back. It's fairly late as you approach the gate. Mm-hmm. You're recognized. You should let Azrael hunt as you make your way through the town. He has some luck, so no need to feed him by the time you get to the keep. You're allowed admittance. So let's roll things up for your night.
Okay.
So roll it up.
You got a 20.
Okay.
A 21.
Okay.
And 87.
All right. So no dreams of note. Wake up feeling okay. Your max exhaustion has increased by 1.
All right. 89. July 8th.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, well, so today, let's see if I could talk to Athene about taking leave tomorrow morning for a week, and I want to spend some time in the otherworldly city that I'd visited in the past, tie up some loose ends I wasn't able to accomplish last time. Obviously, don't need to tell her that. I'm telling that for the audience, right? So,
right. And this is in the world, Odisse, right? The city.
Right. The city is called Kiakon, I think.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Kublai
a note. Do you want to send a note to Aldruff to let him know you'll be gone?
Well, I'll see with Athene first, right, to see if.
Oh, that's true.
If I have permission to.
While you're taking your bath, a note is returned from Athene's office granting you permission for 5 days
Okay.
absence.
And also, Mirgal leaves on her tour today, I believe. So I don't know, is there like going to be a ceremony or any kind of fanfare with that?
No, they'll just, they'll take up a lot of courtyard space, assembling the wagons and carriages and security. They'll go with a small assortment of troops,
Right.
and then the various dignitaries that travel with her. It's something you saw in your home life. That you'd have these entourages, and it was largely just jockeying for a position beside a piece of royalty for the sort of social gain of it, right? The idea being that you travel in these circles as well. You're favored by this personage, and you're considered important on this journey, or at least a delight, right, on the journey. And so that it's a way they basically produce, what's called social capital, which is, this weight of social power that you get by who you associate with.
Right.
We assign a lot of it to doctors and lawyers and things like this, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah, I'll go today. I'll go observe, the proceedings, just kind of to see how they're going. Wish her a good departure. I'm probably not going to be able to talk to her, Mirgal herself, but
bow as they travel out, that sort of thing.
Be present.
So you get dressed accordingly, and it's 10 very well appointed carriages and another 4 or 5 of various accoutrements and
crudité
and croutons, which are delicious. Soldiers ride ahead and behind, as well as a group that march alongside Mirgal's personal carriage. There's a fanfare of trumpets. The gates are opened wide, and you bow and wave, and along with a lot of other well-wishers, and off they go. An hour or so later, you hear another fanfare of trumpets as they enter the town, and they pass through the town and to the west. Shall we say you send a note to Aldrich in that hour or so span?
Yeah, I'll send Aldrich and to Fraldrim that I'll be gone for 5 days. Remember, time passed like normally in Kiacon, right? I'll need to keep track of how many days.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, the time I spent there was the same when I came back. Yeah, okay.
It's like years. There's like years.
No, yeah, I'm scared. I was reading one of my favorite books again, and that's they go to this other world, and time moves strangely, and I'm like, wait a second. Well, before I say I'm going to be gone for 5 days, maybe I should.
Right.
I know I've been there before, but I can't remember any discrepancies. I'll just
assume.
I
don't think there was.
Yeah. we'll just assume I can keep track of how long I've been gone. Okay.
Let me hop over to my.
It's good. I got the money they use there is Helm. I have 370 Helm, which is a decent amount. I forgot how much I spent there, but
Basic nation, religion. Don't think I did a database for Odysseus.
Yeah, I hope there were a lot of new terms and species and
right.
Oh, okay. Small indigo gem. So it was like 30 Helm to tailor a dress is kind of what they
Yeah, I remember them being larger rectangular coins, are they not?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're kind of like thin. I didn't buy food there though. I don't know. I don't ever stay the night. I'm not sure how much. Whatever. I've plenty to trade. Should be fine.
Layout.
Go visit the Karandrin currency exchange.
Exactly.
I hear the helm is down now. Time to go visit Odysseus.
Okay. I need to look up. I'll have to do that later. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to run a different world on my new system here, but we're going
to stretch the limits of your system.
Yeah. I don't have Odysseus constructed yet in my databases. That'll be something I will attend to. So you get a note back from Aldruff. He's wondering what meals you guys can catch together before you leave and when you're actually planning on leaving.
I tell him tomorrow morning, so is when I leave, so we could do lunch and or dinner. Probably lunch would be good because dinner I want to be.
You'll be probably
back in town, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in the interim then, before lunch with Aldruff today, what would you like to try to accomplish?
Let's do some more spear throwing. I should just do that after lunch because I just took a bath, right? So
right.
We can just do some reading before.
What's your target?
So we'll try to read from my book on golems.
You bore a bit quickly. What next?
Okay. Then we'll instead try setting for my tome, Nature's Law.
You gain an hour on that, putting you at 3.5 hours of work on the tome.
Okay. And then we can just walk around the keep like we've kind of done the past couple of days, going through the rock gardens.
Just trying to really take it easy and heal yourself spiritually. Remind us what the how the damage occurred there.
Yeah. So while exploring the catacombs beneath the city of Pesidarius, Brise encountered two strange creatures that caused drowsiness. When I came in close proximity to them, and I thought I escaped them, but it turns out I had actually fallen into a deep slumber, this strange dream world, while these two beings were essentially just draining my soul. And so when I finally came to and warded them off, I was very badly not damaged hit point wise, but my exhaustion and my soul was impacted in a strange way. And so I've had been dealing with the repercussions of that. Harder to what's the word? Kind of showing more of like being more short with people, being more mistrustful of others, and not harder to reconcile the kind of like darker side of my personality. So it's been interesting role playing some of those situations.
Hard to sort of keep yourself in check.
Yeah, it seems to have been better. I haven't had many incidents. The last time I talked with Aldrich, he was visibly concerned for me. I could notice I was off, like kind of talking different, acting different. We'll see if maybe today, if that's a little better.
So
now have a, is that a New Jersey accent? What are you talking about?
Exactly. I'm from the Bronx.
I can now speak fluent Chinese.
Exactly.
Where's China?
It's like that foreign accent syndrome after a head wound or serious illness. But you don't. They call it foreign language syndrome, but it's not a language. It's just the accent you start speaking with, and that's very strange. So,
just when you get like a concussion, have you visited the country before or no? Just
that I don't know. Given that it's just the accent, I assume you probably had to have just some contact with it.
Right.
The back of your subconscious at least, and people have come out of comas, I think, with it. People have come out of severe illnesses, and then for some it's temporary, and for some it's permanent. They'll speak with that accent for the rest of their life. And there was one story out of England where it was during the war, and the woman came to, or whatever it was in her particular circumstance, and she spoke with a German accent, which didn't go over well, given that it was World War II.
Wow.
So yeah, you spend most of the morning in the rock gardens and looking up the vistas of the mountains. Your exhaustion is up by 4.
Oh, wow. 93.
Make it back for lunch. Order what foods you draw comfort in, which I know aren't many, but I think you do have their soups that you really like. Isn't that right?
Yeah, there's a few soups I've had here at the Keep that have made an impression on my palate.
Your otherwise sort of indifferent palate. Aldrich comes in. He's just in a great mood. You guys have a great time together. He asks about where you're going for the week.
It's a secret. Don't tell anybody. I mean, might as well be honest with him. I show him I'm ready to blow his mind. I'm going to show him the stone, and I say, this stone will take me to another world I've been to before. I have some unfinished business there, as well as a gift. Wait, did I have a gift for him? I'm trying to remember. I know I was getting a dress tailored, but I also had that fabric, right, that I was going to pick up.
Well, the fabric was going to be what the dress was going to be made out of, right? But did you
Right.
get
But was it all the fabric? I thought maybe some I was going to reserve. No, I might have forgotten.
Of course, maybe that's what you spend your helm on, is getting him this exotic fabric.
Right. I could always get some more. So I'll just tell him that some unfinished business there, and there's an incredible fabric that comes from this world that I would like to get some more from, and possibly bring back here.
The stone that transports you to Odisse is, it costs to be sent back. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so it's a door stone. You touch this stone to alert a door ward in Kiakon, who will then open a portal to where I stand to a courtyard outside the shop that I bought the stone from. A sizable tip is expected in return. And then I can show the stone at the shop to return to the exact position from where I left in current world.
In Karandrin.
Yeah.
You know what? I heard something in the background that reminded me I have not turned off my phone, so forgive me just a second. There we go. I turn my phone on to vibrate. When I do that, it stops vibrating. It no longer will signal anything for me.
And then you turn on silent, then it actually starts playing sound.
Exactly.
It's just off by one.
So he has a million questions about the fabric, about the clothes that they wear in this land, and so on. Of course, you have to couch some of this in, well, there's also very strange beings, so you have to understand, there are these little lizards who run around in, these wheeled mechanisms.
God, at the end of this conversation, I want to be like, just kidding. I made it all up. It's kind of like a fever dream describing this alien world.
And you find yourself just taking up the whole time, just talking about it and so on. And
yeah,
he's very excited about it. And he's like, any fabrics or articles of clothing you could bring back for me, could give me inroads with my supervisor.
Yeah.
So he talks about, at least, two of your outstretched arms and length of fabric would be, for anything you bring back, would be marvelous. So it's just a really good time.
Yeah.
And off to work he returns. You're left happy, full, and content at a point of exhaustion.
Okay. I also, before he leaves, ask him about if I feel more normal to him, does he feel like I'm still being, can he still see that other side of me kind of coming through?
there's a haggardness to you still, but you seem much more yourself.
That's good.
It's as though you're getting over an illness and you're still not quite over it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, well, according to my character sheet.
I caught long COVID in the
Exactly.
so unfortunately.
That's right.
Not to make light of that, but that's kind of what it feels like. The
look
worst
up long
effects are
COVID.
over, but I'm still dealing with this weird lingering.
I think I'd like to read up on long COVID just to see, like, is it a continuation of the infection, or is it just the after effects of the infection, very long term? I think it's just long
I
term.
still don't know if we really know if it's might be like psychosomatic as well, where like might have an like the if after effects, but something in the nervous system or
Right.
Yeah, because it's just their effects are so like different from person to person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I should look into that. It's just because I keep meaning to. What would you like to do? It is very early afternoon.
Yes, we need to be at the Eternal Lantern by evening. I suppose we could go there now. We could. Do you think Mulia's magic shop would have had any new inventory?
Very unlikely.
Probably not. Okay. Then I think there are no other magic shops in Valabri, if I recall. That's the main one.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Yeah, so in
Not
that
a
case,
large town.
oh, there is one more. There's Cromlin's Peculiarities.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a little thing here if you want to write this down. So it's +5 for good prices, +10 for items, +0 for scrolls, +15 for potions, +20 for size. I can just send that to you if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Or you can look at my notes. Here, just send it over private chat here. Oops. There we go. Cromlin's Peculiarities. So I will stop by there. We can do some shopping and then head over to the Adventurers Guild.
All right, roll to navigate.
Boom, it's a 27.
So it takes you a good while to get there. It's mid-afternoon before you get there. The your sort of general hit list.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you over email.
Yeah.
Can't spell cromulin. Cromulin? Cromulin. Okay. I want my crommy.
So you're kind of warned that it's kind of hard to get face-changing potions because so much mischief can be made with them.
Yes.
So generally, you're best served not to ask too often about those. They do have an amulet of spell turning.
Ooh, okay.
Is it spell turning or spell absorption? I think it is.
Spell absorption is the one I've had before.
That's it. Spell absorption.
Okay. Does the amulet of spell absorption have 4 blinking lights on them, each with a different color.
They do. They do. But you can only see the blinking under very special conditions. And
It only works in the dark.
That's right.
It won't absorb any spells in the light.
So yeah, Amulet of Spell Absorption 2.
Okay.
Gosh
darn it. Come on.
Keep bouncing off my rolling surface. 900 gold.
Oh, boy. Well, man, these prices are just outrageous. Let me see what I have to trade. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Why can't I find that email?
I know you had.
You know why? Because I deleted it. Willing to trade the plus 15 magic club with plus 2 initiative and 25 feet of returning. So I have a Warhammer of the 7 swings. And then I have plus 10 craft leather braces that cast charm 2 times a day. I can send those to you. I'll just send you this whole list of things I have to trade. See what that adds up to in their eyes. Unfortunately, it removes all the formatting, so good luck parsing that with your eyes. Your special eyes.
I'll figure it out. Oh, I got you. 2 times a day. The bracers and the Warhammer will get you the amulet.
Sounds like a trade then. Leather braces.
There are other adventurers there. 2 singletons shopping. You want to approach them about your chief's questions?
Yeah. Oops. Okay. Yeah, if I could ask. Do I have a better feeling about one or the other? My intuition.
You do. He's a halfling, dressed in very heavy armor. May be a paladin or just may be very religious. Has signs of the god of thunder on him, Cauldred. Sort of makes you lean toward approaching him. The other is a female, lightly armored but heavily armed. You approach the halfling first.
Mm-hmm.
Choose a language, and what would you like to say?
I'll talk to him in Fax and ask him about if he's been in town long, and if he's come through. Well, what's the valley that Holver is located? I think it's to the northwest of Miagral's Keep.
I think it's north. See how to
Northeast.
screw this up. It's northeast.
Okay. Note that down. Ask him if he's been through or heard anything about the valley to the northeast. Any news of powerful undead being a...
I came that way last night.
Okay.
There are things in the air I don't recognize, tentacled. I didn't care for the feel of them. Massive, several times the size of a horse. He leans in a little bit, or leans up to you, and says, "Great eagles there were too. Keeping out of their way, by all observation, it seemed that way anyway. Not that you can mention great eagles around this lot."
Oh, that reminds me of time. I remember this is like talking with Miagral's, with like Fraldrum and some of Miagral's advisors, and I mentioned like, yeah, I spoke with the Great Eagles the other day, and everyone was like, forgot they're like an ill omen.
Yeah, they don't care for them at all.
Yeah, it's a cool little cultural role play moment. I say indeed. I haven't heard of anything of that nature.
I think this is the same creature that was forced your horse to be eaten.
Did that have tentacles? Okay.
It seemed it. It was difficult to tell.
Yeah, I remember it was triangular shape when it was flying. That was the big discerning feature. But okay, right. I think it did have like two long like ribbons or something like that.
Right.
Oh, okay. I asked, how many did you see?
There were two near the road.
Okay.
I'm no expert, but I would say they were on patrol.
Yeah.
What do you know of these beasts?
I say, have you ever heard of a quiet voice, the violet-eyed necromancer by the name of Holver?
It does not sound familiar.
Okay. Say that I believe he's been operating in that valley for some time. Controls very few but very powerful undead. Been trying to discover his designs. Obi-Wan says you're pronouncing that word wrong. Whatever that could mean. All right, let's watch the replay from time 0.
Exactly. Well, type it out phonetically for us, Obi-Wan. We'll see who's mispronouncing what.
So our live counter reset on my screen. It says we've been live for 5 minutes. That's strange.
That is weird. Yeah, mine
Maybe
still
went
says
down.
50.
Oh, well, maybe my internet went down. Who knows?
You're no longer alive. That's just.
Tentacles.
Is it counting down? That would be worrisome. It's live. Oh no, I'm losing life.
No. Tentaclus. Tent poles.
Oh no. It was a
Tortellini.
drunk game of Cards Against Humanity.
Oh
I
man.
played with a friend. I was the odd man out, and this guy, this friend of ours, he was so drunk. He was like, "Look, Kevin, you got to help me pronounce words because when I get drunk, my reading really goes to shit." And so he took a card and he looked at it. And he was trying to, and he showed it to me. And he went, "Tentacle porn?" And I said, "No, tentacle, not tentacle." But
Tentacle porn.
he just couldn't figure.
Oh man.
Tentacle porn?
My fly fishing fetish is really tentacles.
That's right.
That's crazy. I could see you playing Cards Against Humanity, though. I think you'd be really good at it.
We have a good time, I'll tell you.
So yeah, I just kind of warn him about that. Ask him if he's going to be in town or in that area. Should be wary.
I'm passing through to Pleston, assuming I can make it without hitting Goblin Raiders.
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask?
Also asking about Chelbrick, another necromancer operating out of the Vetch. If you've heard word from the Vetch or any kind of undead activity.
It's been some weeks since I've been there.
Okay.
There was a halfling there. I would stay at his home occasionally. I'll look up his name real quick because.
So Auberdal?
Yeah, Auberdal. That's it.
Tentacle.
A house of warmth and good cheer in dark times. If you're ever there in that part of the Vetch, of course, are you going to warn him that it's?
Yeah, I'll give him a little pat on the shoulder. I'm sorry, but Auberdal has fallen to the hands of this necromancer.
Well, that's not exactly true.
I mean, he was captured by him, right?
No, he's free now. You guys rescue. Well, he made it out with some group of survivors.
Oh, that's right.
So
but all of his properties are
seized and destroyed.
So that's what I'm telling you. Auberdal lives, but his home is no longer. That's right, because we were talking about you just live here, you're rich and you've lived in this estate all your life, and suddenly you're just like picked up and you have to live somewhere else.
You're a refugee.
Mm-hmm. All your wealth is in your land. Good thing I had these mithril diamonds on me to rebuild my fortune.
I don't doubt that he's probably got some cufflinks of value, that sort of thing, Get back on his feet. That is dark news. He wasn't the most open of hosts, but kept to himself. But if you were a person in need, his hearth was always available.
Mm-hmm.
This Chelbrick, how will I know him?
Unfortunately, all I can say is that I know that he's a human male, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have much else to go by him. He has, I don't know, just he has some property in convergence. Um, oh, you know what? He was described actually. He's a handsome, kind of like gentlemanly,
He's
because he would
bald, isn't
attend
he?
parties, yeah, and be very, be kind of a socialite.
Let me look him up. Handsome, close crop beard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's bald.
Oh, okay. Bald and bearded and handsome.
What can you say? I'd like to hear more about this man. Is he known in Pleston at all?
I want to say,
I think that was the conclusion,
yeah,
was that he sort of bounces between the two cities, Pleston and Convergence.
yeah, he does have connections in Pleston. Unfortunately, I'm in the same boat as you. Wish to know more information, but it's scarce on. These powerful individuals manage to keep themselves hidden very well. That's right, because now I remember Prethnot's, one of Prethnot's, I forget what his title would be, assistants, apprentices,
He was,
iron,
he was an apprentice to Prethnot
yeah, had a
more than 10 years ago.
new Chelbrick, semi personally, had a couple interactions with him.
Well, you've saved me a stop in the vetch. I appreciate it.
Also, have you heard there's cultists in Algrith?
That's right. You start fighting fire with fire. Gives you 50 gold, wishes that the gods look out for you.
You're too kind.
And he continues his shopping. You want to take a break?
Yeah,
And
let's do that.
we'll play for another few minutes when we get back. So, guys, just bear with us. We're going to stretch our legs and refill our drinks, and so we'll be right back after just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get Max back here. There he is. I was in no way eating Christmas cookies. Do not look at me suspicious. So, another individual still left in the magic shop to talk to.
Yeah. So obviously, we felt pretty good about the halfling because he was a paladin. How do I feel about her? Just kind of watching her from a distance. Her
gut tells you that not.
Does she have the reek of evil about her?
She does not.
Okay.
You have a fairly neutral feeling about her. What would you like to do?
I'll approach her and ask a kind of the similar question if she's in town and have come through the valley to the northeast and seen any undead there. Strange undead.
She traveled. She struggles to communicate the facts that she
Right.
is. She came straight from the north.
Is she? What was her race again?
Continental elf.
Okay, I can talk to her in Elven instead. There should be Elven. Yeah. 7/7.
She says, I apologize for my poor facts.
Apology not accepted. Try harder.
I was raised on the.
Speak English.
That's right. Just like Jesus.
Of course. He spoke the Queen's English.
That's right.
Real.
She says she was raised on the extreme eastern frontier of the Elven states.
Okay.
So Elven was much preferred at home and in the communities. But she repeats to you, no, I came through the wilds straight from the north. Wasn't exactly certain what I'd find, but I was glad to find a town.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll ask her if I'm looking for info on a necromancer. Not sure if you've heard of him by the name of Holveir. He's known for having violet eyes.
Yes, he was even known among the communities I was raised in.
Wow. Okay.
I never cared for him. But he had some supporters among the wealthier mining communities and things like that. He would help them with various difficulties using his arts. But that was some years ago. By the time I left home, some 4 years ago, I don't think he had been seen in those parts for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years.
Okay. I tell her that I believe he has been operating in the valley to the northeast of here, controlling a small number of very powerful undead.
You're certain he's a necromancer?
Fairly certain, Paul. Yeah. That all his arts seem to point to that conclusion.
Must have kept it well hidden.
Okay.
I don't think even the greediest in our communities would have dealt with him, having known that.
Yeah, I assumed, I was confused because I assumed by helping the mining communities, I'm like, he summoned undead to like to mine.
But think about your own magic and how
Right.
wide the purposes it is that they could
Right.
serve.
I could pretend like I'm a druid if I just cast from nature's,
Right.
law. Yeah. You could easily disguise that.
Well, that's unsettling.
I ask if there's anything, you knew about him from his time interacting with him.
Well, they said he had a temper, but I was a teenager then.
Hmm.
Brash, liked his alcohol. But among minors, that's no sin.
Among minors, it's illegal. Thank you very much.
That's
The drinking age is
among
100
elves.
for Karandrin.
That's right. It's 255. Well, I had no idea he'd come so far south. I'm glad he's far away from my parents. Good riddance. What's his business here?
I wish we knew. Wish I knew. Possibly wishes to threaten well, I guess I shouldn't say that he's threatening Mia Grawl. That seems to be, could start a rumor, right?
Right.
So I'll just say, I'm not sure, but I've been trying to piece that together.
I wish you luck with it.
Okay.
Do you want to ask about the Great Sky Rings? You didn't ask the last guy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll ask, we'll ask about Chelbrick as well. If you've been in the Vetch or heard the name Chelbrick. It's another necromancer.
Strange we should meet. While in Pleston, I heard of Chelbrick. In discussion with a group of adventurers I was considering joining, they had been hired by Chelbrick.
Okay.
This was a year ago.
Okay.
They were recruiting to go on a task for him, but I didn't care for the sound of it. Seeking dismembered parts in some abandoned castle? No, thank you. He was interested in particularly the hand of Anakawu.
Come again?
The hand of Anakawu.
The hand. Yes, I know. Of whom?
Oh man, this is just embarrassing.
How would you not know the name of our Lord and Savior, Anakawu?
That's right.
Thank you for that spelling.
Yeah. There's supposedly other dismembered parts of this unholy king that could be found in the castle, but once I heard dismembered, I was through with their company. Unfortunately, I can tell you they had some success finding both his hand and his skull.
Okay. Do you know what powers this would grant a person? Or is this more of like a catalyst and some other spell?
It directly increased the power of necromancy. Another reason I would have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They seemed unperturbed, as the money was too good to turn down. When they came back 2 weeks later and happened to find me in a tavern, they were too eager to gloat. But I got some drinks out of it, so I guess that's something. But I was unsettled by the whole business.
Mm-hmm.
I like that name. I'm a cowboy.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And I just tell her what I know is that he's been operating out of the vetch. Might pose a threat to Convergence, where he also has contacts there in Convergence and in Pleston. So if you hear his name, do well to stay away.
And don't travel in the eastern parts of the vetch.
Right. Just don't travel in the vetch. You don't.
It is rugged. I mean, without teleport, I mean,
not fun.
That means the shortcuts between Pleston and Convergence are cut. Unless there are other new ones in the west part or the east part that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Blazes with all of their necromancy. What else?
I'll ask about the Great Sky Rings. If you've heard of they're a type of ancient weapon used around the area south of Convergence, but I've been looking for more information on them.
No, doesn't ring a bell. There's a man in Pleston, though, that might have some thoughts for you. Human like yourself. Was a drinking companion of mine in my days in Pleston. Couldn't be much older than you now. Mid-20s. His name is Jiris. Works in the Royal Army.
Cheers, our Lord and Savior.
That's right. That's right. There's several. They're all over the place.
Every time she says like one of the names, Unokawa, she just does like this.
Right. Little genuflect. But he's a student of the wildest reports of weaponry, present and past. Has assembled quite a little library in his room last time we talked.
Okay.
He's an engineer. Works on siege gear and the like.
Cool.
Not particularly. Nothing particularly noteworthy about him. Average height and build. Dark hair, clean shaven. Yeah. It's very average looking.
Okay. And if I were to approach him, could I use you as a reference? Mind sharing your name with him?
She extends her hand. She says, certainly, Landiran.
Okay. Landiran, our Lord and Savior. Okay, whoa. Landiran. Okay. I will that's all the info I wanted from her. I'll offer if she's kind of done talking, I'll give her 5 gold pieces and be on my way.
All right. I think it's a good place to stop, don't you?
Yeah, do we just want to do like roll with Janvor at the I guess
Sure.
it's not time yet. I'm still more.
That's true. Conversations probably took an hour mid-afternoon, so you've probably got time.
Okay.
Which is not to say you couldn't just go and hang out, you know.
Yeah, we could just kind of maybe play through that, and then starting next year we can
Start a new day.
Yeah, jump into going to Odie's, which would be fun.
So you go through. He shows you a handful of other triggers, ways to disable them. He
This here trap's called the Ball Crusher.
That's right.
You don't have to worry about this one.
So you're immune. So
terrible names.
He shows you various ways of for bolt and arrow traps of if you can see the slots that you know it's going to come out of.
Yeah.
They'll often have some sort of cover on them to protect them, but you can pry them open with a dagger, particularly like a mingosh, which is a longer blade. Short swords are usually too broad a blade to get in there very far, and you can at least try to snap the arrow in half. So basically what it launches is a broken shaft.
Gotcha.
And so he goes through and teaches you things like that. Um, so yeah, so he covers things like that, shows you how to make some simple ones for the wild.
Mhm.
And he just sort of uses what little bits of lumber he picked up from scrap yards and so on, and just sort of says, imagine this is a branch, and and he picked up some pliable lumber, so you could see ways of causing things to come snapping down on a foot and things like that, to deter people invading your camp, or
Mhm.
deter pursuit, or to lure someone into a situation. So you thank him for his time. Um, raise some money for a meal.
Mhm.
Make it back. So mid-morning is when you wake up,
Okay.
a little later than you planned. And that will wrap us up for the year.
Yeah.
And then next year, we'll have those dates announced um, as soon as we get them ironed out. Um, and we'll
As soon as
start.
the holidays calm down.
Exactly. So, but yeah, so we, as always, guys, we appreciate another great year of Karandrin and your support and watching us. If you think we're doing a good job, then hey, like, subscribe, hop to Donor Box and send us a little love. If you want to see more from Max, and I think you ought to, then go check out his YouTube channel where he discusses the role of music and original soundtracks in video games. If you like the art you saw for Brise's character, that was done by the inimitable Elliot Dunovitz. If you want to see more of their work, then go to artstation.com/Tortalua. And if you think I'm a decent narrator, you can read some narration of mine in the form of a novel on Amazon, a novel called A Shore Too Far. You can find it there. Check it out. Give it as gifts. And I hope you guys have a great holiday. Max, say goodbye to these lovely people.
Yeah, it was a good, fun year of Karandrin, and excited to keep on going in 2025. So have a happy holidays, everybody, and a great new year.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.